Hey y'all, Dave here, Wild Hearts Farm. So the Amish finished up with their part of this project a couple weeks ago and have left everything else up to me. So I've been embracing the Amish way, and I've been working sun up to sundown diligently on the next part of this project. And when I say sun up to sundown, I mean 9:30, 10-ish until actual sundown, which right now it's end of November, so around 5 o'clock. But anyways, I've been working really hard to do some of the barn doors. So the project I'm working on right now are to build and then hang the Dutch doors for the stables. That's part one, and then do the rest of the doors within the barn. So let me show you what we've got. Hey y'all, Dave. All right, so I've already built 3 of these doors. I have 1 more to do. I really like the way they turned out, but let me show you kind of how I got to where I am now. So this was the first door that I did, and basically what I did was just lay down that backing material, that tongue and groove hemlock, and I basically built the frame around it, just drilled it right down. I did not like the screws showing. So granted, this trim, all this trim is going to be painted black, so you won't really notice it. But for me, I just didn't really like that, so I got online, did a little bit of research, and found another way to build these to where all the screws are actually hidden on the back side. And that's using pocket screws to build the frame first, and then laying down that tongue and groove backing on the back side and screwing it right down. So this is what the front looks like. And this is what the back looks like. Even the back, you really see a minimal amount of screws, so I really liked the way this turned out. So I have got 1 more to build, and then I have to hang all 4. So I thought I would invite you all to come along and check out how I built these doors. So the materials that I'm using for this build, all the back boards are 3/4 inch tongue and groove hemlock. And then for the frame around the outside, I am using the same 3/4 inch hemlock that we use for the siding. So again, we have a ton of that left. So all the siding and board and batten strips are made out of this 3/4 inch hemlock. So I'm just using that to build out that frame. So I'm using a Kreg pocket hole jig and the 1¼ inch screws to assemble the frame of it and that cross piece, and then to screw down the tongue and groove hemlock on the back side, I'm using 8 by 1 5/8 inch screws. So, you know, stainless steel, because these are going to be outside. And that's really it. That's the materials that I need. All right, so I've got my back panel cut, and I've got my frame actually cut down to size as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble just the frame first and then worry about those cross sections after that. It's a little easier to get that frame assembled and then use that as a guide to build those sort of cross sections. And I'm going to be using a pocket jig to go ahead and drill the holes to assemble it. So I've never used a pocket jig before. I bought one just special for this project, and I'm actually really happy with the way it works, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to cut these holes. So this is by Kreg, K-R-E-G. And what this comes with your drill bit to drill the holes. It comes with the pocket hole guide, which is really nice. It comes with, here's your bit for your screws. Then it actually comes with a couple different screws that you can use, just sort of like trial screws. And this is for a clamp. I haven't used this yet. And then this is the tool to adjust to the size you're cutting. So you use this to adjust your drill bit to make sure you don't drill too deep. So I'm going to cut these pocket holes and show you all how well this works. All right, so I've got this set at 3/4 inches because that's the size of the wood that I have. I'm going to clamp this down. Grab my drill, then you just use the guide to drill your hole. Then you have your perfect holes drilled right here. Flip it around to the other side. You can see it has two guides right here. That's how you set those. And my first piece is done. All right, my pocket holes are drilled. I've got everything laid out, and I'm going to start assembling this outer frame. So really just lining this up really well. All right. Frame is made. Now all that's left to do is to go ahead and get the panels on the back side and screw them down. So here you go. That is complete. You can see now where all the pocket holes are that I use that jig with. I added a couple extras just to make sure everything lined up really well and didn't shift around when I was adding the boards. But next is taking these, laying them out really accurately, and then screwing them down. And then you are done. right, y'all, there you have it, with only minimal bloodshed. So that is the bottom, sorry, this is the top frame. I still have to do the bottom frame, which is exactly the same process. So I'm gonna knock that out today. And then it's on to hanging. These are actually pretty heavy, so we'll see. I might have to incorporate a tractor into this. I don't know, but that's coming up. All right, guys, so I finished the bottom half of that door. Yesterday, I got these all painted, and man, they look really fantastic. Let me show you. Yeah, I really love the way these turned out. That black trim, I think, just makes the hemlock pop, and just look really, really great. So I'm so super happy about the way these turned out. So I was getting ready to hang these doors. They're really heavy, and the hinges that I got, I just don't think were going to be sufficient. So I went ahead and I gave the guys from Riehl's Construction a call, guys who, the Amish group that came down and framed out this building. They were really super helpful. They're actually going to provide me with a really good strap hinge that's going to be more than sufficient for the weight of these. And also, when I was talking to them about the construction and how I sort of built these, they gave me some advice, some consultation about the structure of these and a way to really make them last. So one more step I still need to do on these doors per their suggestions. So let me show you what that looks like. So their suggestion on how to make these doors really last a long time and sort of hold their structure was to actually provide more of a 3-ply on the back. So you got to have a good place to have these hinges sort of bite down into the material, and just the two, 3/4 inch pieces here just wouldn't be really sufficient. So what I did was just a 2-inch sort of Z pattern on the back. Those hinges will go ahead and bolt in right here on the top and the bottom right here, and that sort of cross brace here just to add a little bit more structure. I think this will be more than sufficient to have these doors last a really long time. So this is just again a 2-inch piece of the same type of trim that was on the front. The front, of course, is 3.5 to match the trim on the outside of the barn. So I'm going to finish these up. I'm going to wait for those strap hinges to come in, then I'm going to go ahead and get these hung. So what I'm going to do after all that, I'm going to do a quick maybe YouTube short to show the end product, to show all the hardware that I use, to show them hung. I think it's going to look really good. So if you want to go ahead and subscribe, you'll be updated when that short gets completed. But right now, thanks for watching, and I am going to get back to work and finish up this project.